Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Kane and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Kane's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed. And the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Kane is going to come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, Kane is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, which from what I understand was a problem with him. And the command is Kane, heel. Now at this point, Kane has a job to do. He's been given the command to heel, and he is to walk nicely next to your left leg without pulling you or dragging you or lunging out, but always being focused more on you than what's going on around him. And each time that you stop your feet, Kane has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. Now, he's a very bright guy. He's a little bit nervous and he gets himself a little bit amped up. But then if you continue on with training him, he kind of gets into the groove and he's very, very bright. Nice automatic sit. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. And because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. Now you're going to practice lengthening this out from about 30 seconds all the way up to 3 minutes. This is a great way to spend quality time with him. When Rich returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him. And for Kane, this is tough, to let you walk behind him and get all the way back to heel and ready to start the next command. You stop at his shoulders, and then you give him the next command, and he's been taught to sit there until you give him another command. Great heeling. He's got a great attitude about it. Tail's up, head's up, he's wagging. He's happy. I think he really enjoys the training and enjoys pleasing you. Rich leaves him in another sit-stay, and he's going to walk all the way out to the end of his training leash. And this time he's going to demonstrate the come on command. You do use his name, you lighten your tone of voice, and he's been taught to come and sit right in front of you. So no jumping on you, because he's a big, strong guy, and we want him to always come and sit when he's called, not to come and jump. Now, if he starts to get a little bit overly enthusiastic, you saw Rich give that little correction, and it was just a little tug, and he immediately got right back into the groove. This is the first sunny day that we've had, as you well know, in about a week, so the dogs aren't used to the sun, and it's gotten warm, like again, all of a sudden. We've been wearing sweatshirts to work, and Rich will demonstrate that come on command again. And remember, practice these exercises indoors as well as outdoors. You don't have to go outside to practice your obedience. Wherever you practice is going to be where you get your best behavior. And again, this is one-on-one time that you're spending with him, and you're exercising his brain, which is really great and gives you a much calmer, more relaxed dog. Now, the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. So always have your dog seated before you attempt to do a down. You take your left open palm straight down toward the ground and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay, you're going to lengthen out to 5 minutes. So start out at about 1 minute to 2 minutes and work all the way up to 5 minutes. Again, when Rich returns back to him, he walks all the way around him. And you can see the Kane's a little bit nervous about that. That's just him. It has no bearing on the relationship with dog and trainer. It's just that Kane is a little bit of a nervous dog, so he doesn't like you getting behind him. And this helps to build confidence and trust. So remember, seated first, left open palm, straight down toward the ground, down and stay. And this helps to develop his self-control, focus, and maturity. Now at this point, you can either return to him or you can call him out of this down. Rich calls him in, he comes in and sits. Then he returns to heel and sitting. Good job. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. I think the best part of this whole thing is that you'll never have to be dragged on a leash again. You leave him in a sit stay. You walk out to the end of your leash and you turn to face him. You're going to use your right hand to give the command and drop him into a down from a distance. That was perfectly done. Now you're going to be using these exercises in your everyday living situations, and we're going to be talking to you about that when you come to get him. He's done a great job of demonstrating his skills. He's been a great student. We've enjoyed having him, and we want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.